It goes globally, so they're in over 26 countries now and over 100 cities worldwide from all different places.
Kevin?
Are there any other organizations like Hollaback, or is this like the main one for this situation?
That is a good question. I'm actually not sure about that. I think that it is definitely the only organization that takes the approach of sharing stories in order to create a sense of empowerment, which I think is a really cool concept.
What was your motivation for joining Hollaback and starting this charity?
My motivation was just being sick of having people say rude things to me on the street, honestly. And I live with Kayla, and so we kind of, go to work every day, come home and talk about our experiences on public transportation especially. Over this past summer, I was working up on the west side, so I was walking past Elmwood and Broad every single day. Got followed home a number of times, got harassed, lots of things, and I think that was kind of that last piece, that summer job that was just incessant. And we found Hollaback, and we applied, and here we are.
How did you find Hollaback?
That was all Kayla. Kayla really did the research on that one. But yeah, so really it was from Kayla telling me about it and then us kind of creating this plan about what we wanted to do.
What is the most rewarding part of your participation?
The most rewarding part is when the light kind of goes off in people's heads. A lot of people say like, well, I've never seen street harassment happen, especially the guys, because if they're, good guy, then of course they are not gonna harass someone on the street. But then once you kind of explain to them, it gets in their head and they go, oh, wow, I did not realize, that happened, I'm really sorry. That is rewarding to me, to know that people are getting it, there's a message being spread and education being learned.
Any other questions?
Thank you guys for coming. Emily is so well rehearsed in talking about Hollaback because we do this so often that she can whip through your questions. Just we got this. We spend a lot of time talking about street harassment, and I know that this is not a traditional press conference that we do, but I do really want to encourage people to look into the app. I think that I could tell based on people's questions and reactions in the room that some of this resonates, and people are like, yeah, I've experienced that. That happens to me. The app is a really, really cool way to holla back as something is happening to you. So Emily and I have stood at a bus stop before, been harassed, pulled out our phones, written about it, and then it goes up on the Hollaback website. And then you can it's anonymous, so it's not like anybody knows. But then you can instead of liking it, you can say I got your back, and you can give support to other people in the community who have experienced harassment. So that's a really great way to get involved. Again, we have so many snacks, so please do take them. And you're welcome to ask any more questions if now that I've spoken more you've thought of something. But otherwise, if you want to get involved or if you have any questions for Emily or myself even, feel free to let us know.
Just when you were talking about the instead of Gig Act, when you upload something and you can support people, is there I don't know, a bi-weekly or bi-monthly meetup that you guys all meet up and say, hey, I've got your back in real life now, as opposed to just on the app?
Yeah, so we meet a couple times a month on usually Sundays. Right now, we just meet at our house and we just bring people over and have lunch and talk about things. But that would be an awesome idea to have people that write stories come together, but because it's anonymous, it makes it a little bit difficult. But if you go on the website, you share your story, and then you see that there are places that you can go to have support, then we do share that we have those meetings on Sundays, yes.
So do you share that through the app too? Or
not on the app, on our website though.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what is your contact information? Because being a member of Greek Life and living in the Oakland area, it's really difficult to walk down the street and stuff, and I feel this would be a really good outlet for the sorority to come to as a whole. So who would I contact?
So you can send an email to pbd@ihollaback.org, and then that goes directly to us. Or my email is enw009@johnson.com.
Yeah.
What was the process for you both to actually join, in the leadership of this program?
were pretty much self-appointed since we filled out the application. That was really it. Just filling out that application and putting our names on the piece of paper.
Oh, is it kind of more like a petition type thing? Like,
Yeah, it was an application through the Hollaback organization, the larger organization. They select like sites that go through the process on the website, and then they pick whatever sites they decide. I think usually they pick all the sites though.
Anyone else?
Yeah. So do you are you able to go on the website and kind of put up what you want on it? Do you guys
Yeah,
control
so we're kind of given a template, the layout, so that each website looks the same, but all the content on there and all the tabs and everything we created, which is a pretty cool concept. I've never done a website by myself before, so that was a fun project.
Have you guys ever looked into doing a 5K type deal and getting all of the school involved? Because we did a 5K over by Brown called Day One, and it was about sexual awareness. I don't know if you guys were there, but it would be really cool to get the whole community involved and to get all the colleges involved.
Yeah, we were there. We had a team, a Hollaback team.
Yeah.
I also played in that last year, so we've had some contact with the community. We do try to do as many community events, just kind of make ourselves present, as we are, especially a really new organization, just kind of being a support to the community. So they support us back.
If any of you are going to be here in the summer, actually, we'll be at, hopefully, we're still figuring out funding and stuff, but we'll hopefully be at the Rhode Island Pride Parade giving away information, and actually we're going to have a booth where people can come up to the booth and submit their stories right there, so if you're around, please feel free to that.
Sorry, but you just mentioned funding. How do you guys get funding?
Want to give us funding?
Yes. Yeah. So
It's primarily just donations.
yeah, just donations. We don't get any funding from Hollaback, even though we're recognized as a funding organization. We do all our own funding. So yeah, it's really just, we've talked about doing restaurant nights and some fundraising for our launch event that we are trying to plan right now. But it's still in the planning process.
Yeah, for sure.
So if any of you work at a restaurant that does those fundraising nights, or
Yeah,
if your
let us
sorority
know.
wants to do a fundraiser for all that, right now it's just out of our personal pockets. Thank you guys again for coming and learning about all that.